the way, I never thought I would use it. I use my smart dishwasher all the time.
To wash the dishes?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I guess that's cool.
I had no idea. I thought, I'm never using this. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Sure. And then I proceeded to only use the smart features.
I just don't want it to be proprietary. I want it to be made.
Yeah, it's very proprietary, and it requires a server in Austria or something like that. It's a Bosch. So yeah, it's some weird, who knows what. Not only does it speak matter, it has to actually speak German.
Fortunately, it still uses the HTTP codes, but it's the very angry version where, like, if you if you don't put in the right username and password, it's 9 HTTP 400 unauthorized. It's like, man, it's just a typo. Settle down. Just let me put in. There's a P after the J in Parker. I kind of want to write like a Chrome plugin that lets you pick the locale for like HTTP responses.
Sure.
All the German ones. It doesn't matter if it's failure or successful. It just yells at you. That's all it does.
Sure.
Quiet, please.
Your request page is okay. Man, it's just a 200.
4,
Relax.
3,
Inside joke.
2.
Company presents a truly terrible podcast. Welcome to Nonsense Season 3, Episode 60. I'm Jeff Parker.
I'm Still.
This is our take on the week's business, tech, and entertainment headlines. This time, iRobot has sucked up all their cash. Now what?
Well, at least they finally figured out something those things can suck up.
IKEA's new smart home, no assembly required.
This is terrible. So now I'm going to have to say things like, hey, Astrid, turn on the glurn.
The end of the eBay era. TikTok Shop is the new king of impulse buying.
My wallet would be absolutely empty if somebody launched a vintage computing channel on TikTok.
Also, our big story later this week, Cosmic Close Call, the story of 3i Atlas's daring flyby this December.
First of all, it's like 20 kilometers across, and we know it has 3 eyes.
In the U.S., it's Veterans Day, honoring the brave individuals who selflessly served and defended freedoms, often facing difficult and dangerous situations. Our sincerest thank yous to all of you.
We could only do this show if they do what they do.
We can only do anything, probably, because of the things they've done. How's your week going?
Well, I, for one, continue to be impressed by the extent that those, quote, alleged scientists will go to continue their false agenda.
Alleged scientists?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Yeah, it was 91 degrees here in Los Angeles yesterday in November, right? It's basically the middle of November. It could not have been easy for them to fire their heat laser to make it that warm under the auspices of climate change.
Oh, that's what they did.
That's clearly how we get it so warm here in November.
Sure.
Meanwhile, I was busy making a spreadsheet of measurements to hang perfectly placed photo frames in my home that my wife wanted evenly spaced in not 1 but 2 dimensions.
Sure.
And I don't know how regular people hang photo frames, but I know how I do it, and it's special.
It's a lot of measuring.
It's a lot of math. It's a lot of measurement, and it's a lot of math, and it's a lot of spreadsheets.
By the way, I'm with your wife. I like them very precise.
Yes, which I agree. You don't want to put them all up haphazardly.
I don't want it to look like clutter.
No, that's why she has me do it. But then in the end, after it's all done, she's like, oh yeah, that half over there, I don't like it. I want to do it with different frames. And I was like, okie dokie. I literally asked her if she wanted me to wheel the trash can out front so that when I off myself, I could be in the trash can. Less cleanup for her. Not quite so heavy.
A lot of change orders on the project, huh?
There are. The problem is change orders are where most contractors make all of their margin.
Sure.
Since my hourly rate is approximately 0 in the household, all it is more work for me.
Of course.
Anyway, week has been lovely. I'm clearly living the dream in both regards. How about you? How was your week?
My bout with vertigo seems to be over.
Good.
Knock wood. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but I'm really happy that I can actually, be upright and not tipping over all the time.
Walk. Yes,
because that was getting old fast.
Sure.
The other big thing of my week is USC football cheated you once again. So what's new?
No, we did not cheat.
We cheated.
No. I am happy to make sure that our school is under the most and strictest scrutiny. We did not cheat. We merely changed a guy's number.
Explain to the listeners. There were 2 guys who were wearing the number 80, which it turns out in the NFL is completely illegal during the regular season, but in college football is apparently legal.
Yes, and always has been.
We sent third string quarterback out there who looked like he was a punter.
It was for a punt.
And it looked like the punter all of a sudden fired a laser. Yeah.
Well, it's for a punt. Okay, first of all, back up. They gave him the jersey number of 80, which is what our punter wears, before the start of the game. So it wasn't like this was hidden, right?
Oh, and it was written down. It was all registered and all the things you have to do with the numbers.
And then for a punt, he came out, took the long snap, and then threw a beautifully guided ball, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic. And may I also suggest, legal. It is legal. There's no requirement. The requirement is that no more than 2 people in college college football, the requirement is that no more than 2 people can wear the same number, and they cannot be on the field at the same time, because that would be madness.
Right.
And I think with USC in particular, this is even a little more effective because USC does not put their players' names on the jerseys. We have just numbers.
Sure.
So I thought it was lovely. It was great.
I think you can pull this trick once.
Probably. Yeah. You just need enough tricks. That's it.
I think this is probably the end of using that one forevermore.
This one might get written.
Yeah, everyone is going to check who's that actual player in that number.
This might become known as the Riley rule. We'll see.
Anyway, that's my week.
Well, I'm glad we cleared this up. Your Vertigo is better, and USC played fair and
I don't
square.
know if you saw the Indiana game. I don't mean to make this about sports, but the Indiana game was one of the best football games I've ever seen against Penn State. They were losing. Indiana was losing, and all of a sudden at the end, with the most amazing play, I think, in the history of football, with seconds to go, they managed to pull off a victory.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it. I heard it was pretty incredible, and Indiana's
you might want to
great.
look up the highlights
okay, I'll go
of
back
this
and watch
on
it.
YouTube.
Yeah.
It was so
I heard
good.
it was amazing. That's awesome.
Okay, let's get to our headlines, shall we?
Let's do it.
From the too little too late department, iRobot is almost out of cash. Following a dismal third quarter, iRobot, the original robot vacuum maker's revenue, fell well below internal expectations. The company's cash reserves are now under $25 million, with no sources upon which it can draw for additional capital. This financial crisis follows years of intense competition from Chinese rivals. A vital 2022 sale of iRobot to Amazon was blocked by regulators, plunging the company into turmoil, resulting in overall 30% of staff layoffs, the loss of founder Colin Angle, and substantial debt.
This is kind of not surprising to me.
Really?
Yeah. So I've been an iRobot customer for probably pretty close to 20 years.
You actually have the branded iRobot.
I've owned several iRobots. Let me tell you a story. Do you remember in the movie Office Space? Do you remember the one of the grand scenes at the end when they all just beat the living snot out of the printer?
Beat the printer up.
Yeah,
sure, of course.
The printer in my life
is the iRobot.
Is the Roombas. It's all the Roombas I've ever owned. All of them. They're just. It's like having. I'm assuming it's like having an electronic personification of a grumpy teenager. The other way around. The point is, they never do what you ask them to do. They always seem to be, dustbin is full. Like, well, just come on. I have the thing. Suck the thing out. Why am I can't. Like, I swear to you, it is faster for me to vacuum my kid's room than to manage the Roomba to do it. It drives me bananas. But I'm pot committed. Like, I bought this thing for like, I don't know, $800 dues.
How many years ago?
The current one I have is probably 5-6 years old, something like that.
Okay.
It's not the OG ones were terrible. Trust me, they were terrible. Those things, they should have, instead of the Roomba, they should have called them the Helen Kellers, because all it did is just run into stuff in your home and knock things over. But it's the best we had, and it was better than your vacuuming at your own time.
Yeah.
The new ones are better, but here's the problem. The problem isn't that the new ones are better. The problem is that the competition is like 1 or 2 generations ahead. Now they're standing on the back of iRobot because a lot of the innovations that they're using are ones that iRobot came up with, but they're innovating on them faster than iRobot and integrating all of them faster and better. There are these new ones I've been looking at. I don't own one yet, but it does all of the things, right? It does vacuuming, it does scrubbing. It has these little like levers that will go out. So if it gets, near your bar stool chair, that's like a little, kind of like a Zamboni. It has a little scrubber that will just like rotate out and clean around the bar stool leg. Like,
that's awesome.
It's insane. And they're supposed to be durable, and they're cheaper. There's
than new ones that have
Roombas.
robot arms that pick up socks.
That is so crazy. I mean,
little things that are on the floor it'll pick up.
It's really incredible. So I don't
now, in all fairness, it sounds like yours don't work. My sister has one of these devices and it works beautifully.
Is it a Roomba? Is it iRobot?
No, it's some other brand, but it turns on when she's not home and she comes back to a spotless house.
Yeah,
perfect
incredible.
floors, and it mops and it vacuums.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm not saying this category.
By the way, it fills up its own water. It gets rid of the dirty water. It knows how to do all the things that you need this thing to do.
Yeah, again, not like a teenager. The ones that don't do any of these things are like a teenager. The ones that do all of the things, those seem to be like a nice domestic employee, and that's the one that I want. I want the one that is like it greets me in the morning. It says, "Good morning, Mr. CJ," and then it goes and it does its thing and it comes back and occasionally asks.
She never even sees it. No. It doesn't even turn on until she's gone.
I've seen enough videos of people using the non-Roombas, and maybe the new Roombas are better. I don't know, but I've seen enough of the other brands that I would call, typically knockoff garbage that look to be great. They look to be much better and sort of fulfilling the iRobot promise.
Yeah.
I'm mildly intrigued by those. I assume there are no, like, how are you going to get parts for these things? They're just fly by night, like everything I buy on AliExpress. I never expect to see that company again. But some of these companies now are like 10, 15 years old, and they're making parts, and they're, keeping stuff around. So,
but I don't think she's looking for parts. I think the minute she has trouble with this thing, she'll toss it out and put it down a new one.
Well, that's not great.
I think it's,
you can only have so many
it's not
of them in
great for the
landfill.
world, but it's convenient for her.
Especially when we throw enough of these things away, they're gonna unite. That's the problem. They end up in the landfill.
All of a sudden, these things will rise up out of the landfill and come to get us.
So wait, explain to me again why the self-cleaning robot has near-field mesh wireless technology. Like, no reason. It's fine. The bigger problem with these, and to my knowledge, this is not just a Roomba iRobot problem. This is really all of them.
Yeah.
Is they all have substantial reliance on the cloud, right? The cloud is supposed to extend the offering, not make it work. That's the bigger concern here. So at least to me, iRobot's biggest U.S. competitor was a company called Neato. Neato shut down in like 2023.
Yeah, went away.
And I think just last month, they pulled the plug on their cloud offering, which means all of the stuff that used to work and that you could do is now dead. You can run them manually, but you just took a significant portion of its value prop and extracted it. And I don't know Neato well enough. I suspect there is not enough of a community around it for them to stand up support of it themselves. But there are other things like, for example, Squeezebox, which I'm a big fan of. This is what all the music players in my house are. That community has gotten together. Logitech gave them, or at least they got the source code from Logitech, and now it is completely maintained and improved by the community. It's a great example of it going right.
I've heard rumors of the Nest thermostats from Google that were all end-of-lifed. Someone doing the same thing with those.
It's an interesting idea to think about obsolescence of tech where you go, hey, you know what? We as a company, in this example, Nest, no longer want to support a thermostat, generation 1. But if you sort of ahead of time think about how you could hand that off to the community, that is really intriguing to me.
I don't know if they did or if somebody figured out how to do this.
Yeah, or both. It could be both, right? The problem is it's a lot easier if the manufacturer kind of gives you a path.
Of course.
And you go, well, they always want you to buy a new thing. I don't know. A lot of manufacturers now, I do think, actually maybe not a lot, but a non-zero number wants you to buy a new one because it's better, not because you have to buy a new one. Because they know they're going to lose you to somebody that makes a better product.
Well, that's exactly what happened with Nest. I've switched over to Ecobee. Which I like a lot. I mean, it's really nice. By the way, is there a Matter specification for controlling home vacuums?
Oh, great question.
Is that part of the Matter spec yet? I know they're expanding the Matter spec every single, seems like every month they're adding new devices. Yeah.
No, that's a great question.
But I don't know about vacuums.
I would prefer you not to ask me that, though, because I was thinking about buying one of these things. And if I have to get on the Matter bandwagon to wait for one of these, like I have with everything else that's come up, where I'm like, oh, that looks neat. Is it Matter over Thread? Nope, not going to buy it. Like, that's the world that I'm in.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be super neat. If it doesn't, I think you and I should write it.
We should find out.
100%. Anyway, this is a crazy fall for iRobot, right? This company, the deal with Amazon that you mentioned, I want to say it was like almost a $1.5 billion deal.
For a company that's now worth, what, $70 million?
$75 million bucks is the market cap for this thing.
They would have liked that check from Amazon.
I mean, hold on. Like that check from Amazon. So Amazon put an offer in August of 22 to buy this, August of 2022. And it was this merger. Now, because of scrutiny from the government, from the US government, they ended up backing off that offer. They paid a breakup fee.
Amazon did, yeah.
To iRobot. Amazon paid a breakup fee, which, by the way, is kind of crazy to me that they didn't carve out regulatory scrutiny. But I guess from iRobot's perspective, they're like, well, you guys should know before you get into bed with us or make us the offer. But
I guess
the point is, the breakup fee was $94 million.
More than the entire company is worth right at this moment.
So the breakup fee was more than they're worth now, which is nuts. And also, to be fair, the $75 million that the market's currently valuating iRobot at, I'm curious what's baked into that, because as you pointed out here, they have less than $25 million in the bank.
In cash.
So you're putting some book value on this thing of $50 million. And I'm like, what for?
What is it?
I mean, they've got to have some assets.
Do they have a lot of inventory?
Maybe they own a building. It's probably real estate. At the end of the day, they probably own a building.
Certainly not branding. The branding is nothing. I mean, no one cares if these things are iRobot or Bob's Robot. Nobody cares.
These pharma startups will go out and, they'll raise like $1 billion and then they'll just swing and miss. And 5 years later, I'm like, why is this thing valued at $300 million? And it's like, oh, because they built a building. They spent $200 million building a building. And basically they're now like this little tiny itty bitty REIT that was never supposed to be a REIT. And I'm like, what happened? Like, that's not what you're here to do.
That's all that's left is the building.
Oh, but it was constructed, like it was smart financing, right? They had all this cash, and instead of putting it into T-bills, like, well, we're going to put it in the building we're going to sit in anyway. And I want to try a iRobot Roomba, and I want to report back. So maybe I'll do that here.
And I want you to look and see if you can get a Matter non-iRobot.
That would be interesting to know.
Vacuum.
Roomba equivalent, whatever, robotic vacuum. Yeah. It does make me sad though that these guys being iRobot did a lot, if not almost all of the innovation for a decade or decade and a half, and then now are having their lunch eaten. That does kind of bug me out.
It's the Tesla story. I have news for you. It's going to be the Tesla story. It was wonderful that they pushed that market open as big as they did, and then they had no competition.
Yeah.
And now they're going to have lots of competition.
Yeah,
it's going to be
you still can't call it the Tesla story though, because to my knowledge, Roombas are responsible for killing about 0 people. So it's a slightly different. Okay. I'm just saying they're apples and oranges.
I shouldn't laugh at killing people, but that was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean every now and again.
While we've been talking, I looked it up, and the robot vacuum cleaner is included in the Matter specification.
Is it really? Damn it, Jeffrey.
It was included in Matter version 1.2, which was published in October of 2023.
So now I can't buy a robot. I cannot buy a robotic vacuum until it supports Matter.
You're going to want the Matter one. The other nice thing about it is if the company that issues that robot vacuum goes out of business, because it's Matter, there's no server for them to turn off. It will continually work.
Yeah.
You'll never lose control of it.
Yeah, and that's to me that's the other big takeaway from this. Right? One is that I'm sad that that iRobot did a lot of the pioneering here and has had their lunch eaten and didn't stay ahead of the curve. That's a them problem. That's not a market problem. That's a them problem. The other thing I'm sad about is a bunch of people that bought these things
are going to be stuck.
Are very likely going to be stuck, right?
That
now,
sucks.
maybe the community steps up. Maybe iRobot dumps source code out or support. My hunch is it's not that easy for them to do that, right? Their hands are usually tied. They have some licensing deals for other parts of the software that they can't do it with. Yeah, not great. Matter, open standard. I am optimistic about our future.
Solves that problem. It'll.
Yeah.
Speaking of Matter, IKEA is looking to take over the home automation universe one smart home at a time. IKEA is launching 21 new Matter-compatible products, aiming for mass adoption by making the technology significantly more affordable and easier to use.
Yay.
This major relaunch rebuilds their entire smart home system, focusing on 3 foundational segments: lighting, sensors, and control. These would include devices such as diverse smart bulbs, motion sensors, air quality, temperature and humidity sensors, leak detectors, remotes, and smart plugs. The core strategy is aggressive pricing. IKEA's stated goal is for smart versions to cost only €1 or 2 more than their non-smart counterparts. Early estimates suggest highly competitive U.S. pricing, with bulbs starting around $5 U.S. and remotes for $4 U.S., positioning IKEA as the dominant force in accessible smart living.
Yeah, but when they said that the smart versions might only be, quote, €1 or 2 more, within a couple years, that euro or 2 could be like $50. So like, I don't know.
The dollar's going to plunge.
I'm extremely excited about this. Like it's not a lot where I'm like, oh, IKEA, you've provided me some modicum of excitement. Usually it's filled with dread and self-assembly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because you have to assemble everything.
Well,
yeah, sure.
Not dread. I actually don't mind putting it together. It's just work. It's just laborious work.
Yeah.
And I can't hire a TaskRabbit to do it because
you can do it yourself.
No, they don't do it as well as me. I glue all the dowel holes.
Oh, me too. I glue them too.
A lot of extra work.
I haven't made an IKEA for a piece of furniture in a long time. But
well, come on over, Jeff, because there's always some new part.
Glue is the key.
Glue is the key. The smart home stuff that they're looking at is great. I mean, you're talking about low price point on these things, and they look to be really well made. Yeah. I also love that the IKEA brand is behind it, and it's not no name XYZ.
They're not going
off
anywhere.
Amazon, right? Like when that stuff burns my house down, Amazon just folds up the tent and away they go.
Their brand, yeah.
IKEA, I feel like they're a little more liability.
They put a lot of effort into the R&D for this kind of stuff so they don't burn your house down. And the other thing that I love about IKEA is very low margin. So you're talking about extremely low cost
approach. Totally.
Right. Very low cost devices that are well made.
Yeah, these look to be really exciting. And because they're supporting the Matter spec, and it's been reported that it's all these devices are going to be Matter over Thread, which is lovely. And I do hope that is true. Yeah. It's not confirmed in the IKEA press release, but they didn't say one way or the other. Hopefully, if they're all over Matter over Thread, as soon as he's hit the ground, I will be there to buy all of them. Yeah. Because if it's Thread support and it works as well as their previous stuff has, which has had a pretty good track record, these will be awesome ads. And I'll replace all the proprietary Wi-Fi stuff that's left in my house with these in a heartbeat.
The previous version of the IKEA stuff was Zigbee. The radios basically are talking on the same frequencies, so it's very easy for them to switch over and make it Thread.
Yeah, Zigbee is a communication protocol. Think of it as like the father or grandfather of Thread, right? Like Thread was derived significantly from Zigbee. So it's a close jump. Now, the Matter spec's a little different animal.
If that's the transmitter you're talking about, it's a fairly easy thing, relatively simple thing to switch over from Zigbee to Thread.
Now, Matter is a different animal. They were using a proprietary system before. Matter is sort of the application layer that sits on top of it. But I can't imagine any smart home manufacturer investing any time in something other than Matter. Like, I have to believe they're all focused on Matter. And certainly IKEA is. So that makes a lot of sense to me.
I would make a distinction between Matter over Wi-Fi because I don't love Matter over Wi-Fi.
No.
I mean, I like it better than proprietary language over Wi-Fi, but I don't love anything over Wi-Fi for smart home use. It's too slow. The lags are too much.
Yeah.
Also, it's no mesh network, so you can only talk as far as your Wi-Fi goes.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see what happens as you get richer devices that want to speak Matter. The robotic vacuums are an interesting example. Those might not do so well over Thread. You might actually want them to be dual stack or Wi-Fi just because if they want to send more data, specifically like mapping data.
Yeah, but even the mapping data is a small amount of data. I have wireless cameras. I have cameras in my yard, security cams. And not only do they record locally and they record on an NVR, they also transmit over Wi-Fi. In that case, you need Wi-Fi because of the quantity of data. I don't think you need that for a vacuum.
They're on 5G or they're on Wi-Fi?
I'm so sorry. They're on Wi-Fi.
5 gigahertz.
Yeah, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi.
Yeah, my understanding of Thread is you're looking at a bandwidth of around 250 kilobit per second.
It's tiny.
For most things.
Compared to Wi-Fi.
Yeah, for most things, home automation, it's plenty. 2 orders of magnitude too much.
By the way, I think it's plenty for vacuums too. There's just not that much information.
I just don't know what kind of mapping data they might want to send back. If they're sending back visual mapping anywhere, that could be a lot. But I suspect you're probably right. For most of it, it's like a 2D map. It's like, here's where I went.
Right.
And over here, this is the dirt that I didn't pick up. And over here is where my dustbin exploded and it pushed everything out. Over here is where I saw the dog turd. Do you know that one of the biggest functions of these, by the way, one of the biggest functions on these is dog turd avoidance.
I
did not know this. And I remember after reading that, I remember reading about like OG Roombas that would just go right through a dog turd and spread it all over the entire house.
Oh, that's awful.
Could you imagine? It's like having a toddler. Like, forget about the fact that mine now act like teenagers. It's like having a toddler that just spreads yogurt all over your MacBook. Like,
so your cleanup device actually makes things much worse.
1,000 times worse, right? I could only, and like this has happened. There must be people that have been just like that. That's when it turns into the printer and you have to take a baseball bat out to a field under the cover of darkness and beat the living tar out of your Roomba. So anyway, IKEA, I am excited about this.
Oh, that's funny.
I have to believe when you go buy, what did you say, like a $5 smart plug from these guys?
Yeah.
That you're going to go buy 6 of them for $30. You're going to bring them home. You're going to be super excited. You're going to open the package and you know what it's going to be? It's going to be a pile of PCBs and a bunch of resistors.
And you have to put it together.
And there's going to be this little amorphous blob in the instructions that shows you where to solder all the stuff. And you can't even be angry because you bought it from IKEA. Like,
you knew what you were doing.
This is what happened
when you walked in,
right? It's like they're like, "What? Did you miss the part of IKEA where you assemble everything?" Like,
sure.
They literally have trash cans that require assembly. Trash cans. How do you assemble a trash can?
You've seen the meme of buying a novel from IKEA and it's basically a Scrabble set.
Oh, that's really
all the
funny.
tiles with all the letters.
That's really funny. Yeah, it's a typewriter. Here you go. Good luck. All right. Well, I'm going to buy these. I will happily be the canary in the coal mine because I don't think it's a coal mine. I think these are going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't see any coal mine here. I see good quality work at a great price.
Yeah. No, these are going to be great. So I'm excited to get there.
TikTok Shop, bigger than eBay in a tenth the time. TikTok Shop is exploding, matching the e-commerce scale of veteran eBay. Driven by its shop what you see, video-first model, TikTok Shop is a disruptive force, having hit an estimated $19 billion in global quarterly sales. This massive growth, including a 125% quarterly surge in the U.S., puts it on par with eBay's overall sales volume, an astonishing feat for a platform barely launched in the West. While Temu and Shein have dominated the low-cost fast fashion sector, focusing on aggressive advertising and pricing, TikTok Shop is now growing faster than both in the U.S., with higher spending per customer in some categories. It leverages influencer-driven content and social discovery, carving out a potent niche against its pure-play e-commerce rivals.
What it's done is it's combined the logistics, right? The purchasing of the thing, the thing we would normally describe to an e-tailer, the Amazon of the world or whatnot, or the Best Buy or whatever.
Sure.
And it's taken that and it's married it to the advertising model in a way that we've postulated many times, but never been able to successfully do. They have done it. TikTok has done it successfully. And that's what's so interesting to me. And it's like, I want to say, well, of course they have. The content's compelling. TikTok didn't make the content compelling. TikTok made the discovery of the content that's compelling easy.
Yeah, right.
And now they're just like, hey, you want to go talk about silicone rubber covers for your track pads? Great. Fill your boots. We're going to help you find the 8 people in the world that want to buy those.
There's nothing I want to talk about more.
Your 47-minute video about why this is the best silicone rubber trackpad cover is going to crush it, right? And
sure.
I'm really fascinated by this because I've looked at several companies. I even invested in a company years ago and was an advisor to them that was trying to do something similar, but it was for like all of the web, right? Like they're like, we're going to glue on to anywhere anybody's talking about a thing and allow you to buy the thing.
That's a lot.
Which was an interesting idea.
Yeah.
This isn't that, right? This is the execution of it in a way that I think is just works so much better. Now you still have the same, like, are you an influencer with a brand or are you somebody that's just sort of hawking some crap, right? And but people will kind of figure that out. Making it seamless is brilliant. And I'm shocked they're doing $20 billion a quarter already. That's crazy.
Is it mostly impulse buying? Because I can't imagine with TikTok, I don't have a TikTok account. I don't follow TikTok.
Sure.
But if I can't imagine just all this stuff coming at me and magically being the things I'm actually wanting to buy right now.
By the way, this is nothing but QVC part 2.
This is QVC.
This is QVC, right? That's really what this is. And my understanding is in the US, this is a couple percent of the TikTok universe in the US is doing this live streaming consumption, which is not all TikTok Shop is, but it's the part where they're seeing the biggest growth outside of the US. That live stream consumption is really interesting to me because the theory is you can't doctor it, right? It's not an infomercial that's well produced, only showing you the best parts of the copper pan.
Right.
This is someone who's like using it in their house and live streaming it. They can't edit out the stuff that doesn't work. And that seems to make it a bit more compelling on purchasing. And folks are, I believe, actually shopping this way. Like, it's not just impulse. My understanding is this is significant volume and significant sales in China specifically. Like, this is the way people are consuming merchandise and discovering and purchasing products in China, which is really fascinating to me.
This is the next level of social media. TikTok Shop's success demonstrates that social media platforms can effectively convert entertainment into transactions.
And again, many people have tried. Many people have tried because they already have this fantastic algorithm, show me what I want to see. And what I would argue is like virtually an infinite amount of content creation there that they don't manage, right? It just happens. It's all just this magic stuff that gets fed into the system. For them to act as this thin transactional element, one is discovery, I guess hosting too, but who cares about that? Sure. One is discovery and the other one is execution. So the logistics of purchasing and delivery.
And you know who bought what when they saw what videos, so you know which videos are effective. That's massive.
Good point. I mean, we talk about how 20, 25 years ago, we didn't know as a humanity, we didn't know technologically what was going to work for commerce. Was it going to be the eBay model where you're buying from like individual people and buyers, or the Amazon model? And by today's standards, Amazon has won out by
a long shot,
several orders of magnitude. Yeah. And you look and go, oh, what's next? Well, it could be this. And Amazon has been running videos for a while of people talking about products. They've got a whole bunch of influencers that do it. I don't know how well it performs. I don't think it performs well at all, not compared to this, but they're at least trying. And if they don't, this is going to eat their lunch. It has to.
Okay, enough with the headlines. In fact, enough with the episode. We have to get out of here. Special thanks to our floor director, Jay Farina.
Thanks, Jay.
We'll be back later this week with our big story. Stargazers hold their breath as Comet Atlas approaches.
Hey, I've seen the movie Asteroid. Yeah. I'm going to higher ground as soon as we're done here.
Good luck with that. Thank you for listening to all this nonsense. I'm Jeff Parker.
I'm Skittle.
You know what? He's right. There's an interstellar interloper coming. I'm out of here.
Let's go.
Folks, when life's little troubles leave you feeling out of sorts, when the headache won't quit, or your stomach's on the warpath, don't let it get you down. Reach for Alka-Seltzer. Yes, sir, just drop 1 or 2 tablets into a glass of water and watch them go to work. Hear the cheerful fizz? That's relief on the way. In moments, you've got a sparkling, refreshing drink that eases headaches, soothes acid indigestion, and helps you feel like yourself again. Why, it's like a gentle lift for tired folks everywhere. Tomorrow, when you feel low, say to yourself, I'll try it. You'll be mighty glad you did. Alka-Seltzer, your friend in the glass gas that fizzes.
Okay, this might be my favorite ad we've ever talked about. This is basically like the first time they figured out how to put effervescence in a tablet, right? I mean, that's really what this is.
Yes and no, because where this came from, I think, is people drinking soda water with an aspirin in it and maybe some sort of citrus or something in it to give it some sort of flavor, so you're not tasting just aspirin and soda water.
Yeah.
And watching people do that over and over eventually thought, we can put this in a tablet.
Was there aspirin in the Alka-Seltzer?
Oh, yeah. That's what it is.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just the effervescent. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess, initially, I was thinking, maybe 60s, 70s, 80s. Now I'm thinking maybe 50s, 60s.
Because the famous ad is from the 60s.
Yeah,
Plop,
that's
plop,
the one.
fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. That's the one everybody knows this from.
But I'm guessing it was a little earlier than that. So I'm gonna throw a dart and say 58 to 63. I'm guessing you want a tighter dart than
to
that.
63. Yeah,
and I'm gonna say 62.
62. Wow, you're so close
so far. So
you have
Really?
no idea how close you are. Yeah,
I'm completely made that up.
Yeah. Ready?
1986.
1931.
Was it 1931? Wow. Really?
Yeah, 1931.
Wow. That's fast. I had no idea.
A lot of headaches in the 30s they had to get rid of.
Yeah, right. Effervescent sales were through the roof.
Sure.
I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, this feels very magical for the 30s to me.
Yeah, oh, sure.
Like what it did, right? You put it in, you're oh, look at this effervescent. It's bubbles.
You don't have to supply your own soda water. This thing makes the bubbles itself. It's effervescence in a tablet.
I mean, it does feel like the future, right? Because how old was carbonation? Because soda water you didn't have before carbonation. So you needed carbonation to get soda water. That could not have existed for much more than 40 or 50 years before that. Late 1800s. So this was very novel at the time.
Soda water, I think, was 1767.
All right, I'm going to show myself out. That asteroid can't get here fast enough.